What's up, everybody? Thralls Metal here once again. I'm the Croc Nick.
I'm Shred Lord.
Jim and John.
And we are back with our greatest hits segment. Once again, going back in the past and going over a band we ranked and coming up with a definitive Thralls Greatest Hits. And this time we're going over Sepultura. But again, like I said, with all these, there's going to be some caveats and variables and such. We are dividing this in half because, well, the fans definitely know there are two distinct eras of Sepultura. And naturally, we are going to start off with the Max era, the first 7 albums or 7 releases. Now, as always, we went through all of them, and, well, we can choose to omit albums. We haven't chose to go down that road yet because we are including all of their releases, including the Bestial Devastation EP here. And once again, through a lot of discussion / arguing / bickering, we have come up with a definitive list, at least for us. And we're going to kick it off with Bestial Devastation. I figured we had to have at least one track from this very early EP. It's raw, it's nasty, and the big standout track for me has always been Antichrist. It's got kind of like a proto death metal vibe. It's gritty, it's fucking grimy, it's loud, it's poorly produced, and honestly,
not
I don't know.
Time.
I mean, I kind of listen to the Cavalera re-recording a little bit more these days because, fuck, they did a great fucking job with those. But I figured that this was an absolute necessary one. It's just vicious, and you can almost kind of hear the proto black metal kind of thing going on. They were even wearing corpse paint back then.
How could you not?
Next up, obviously, Morbid Vision's their first full length. And again, if you go back to our rankings, this one was a little bit lower. I've never been a fan of the production on this one either, but the songs themselves are actually pretty damn good, and they didn't get much better. This wasn't a huge leapfrog in terms of songwriting talent and such, but there were some standouts on here. And we decided we had to pull at least one. And that one, Troops of Doom. Fan favorite.
Light it up.
He just discovered that has batteries.
Crazy.
We did have a little bit of bickering here. I initially just wanted Morbid Visions on there just because I love that song. The chorus riff, as simple as it is, it's just anthemic, it's evil. This was kind of the last time we really get a lot of Satan-y stuff with Sepultura because things started shifting a little bit more in the next one.
I agree, although I also agreed for Morbid Visions. But you gotta omit things. They omitted Funeral Rites, which is what I chose too. So
good song.
Whatever.
Song.
A track that I had on my list that did not make it would be Empire of the Damned. I think that's an excellent track. It was a little bit of an epic, if you will, kind of as far as the songwriting went. I thought that was kind of cool contrast for the album. But it did not make it. So I wasn't butthurt about that one. I was more butthurt in the arguments later to come.
Yep. We all were a little butthurt in the arguments.
There's a little bit of squabbling.
A little bit.
Now let's cruise along to that third release, shall we? Schizophrenia. Many great songs on Schizophrenia, although it's still kind of early in the Sepultura songwriting form. They're not really at peak potential yet, so they're on the path. We chose Escape to the Void.
Great song.
Yes, awesome.
This is where they kind of really got that death thrash sound. Mm-hmm. Andreas comes in on this one too, and this is the power lineup right here. It's a solid album with kind of rotten production still. I swear the drums sound like he's bouncing different sized basketballs on different sized courts and shit.
I know, I'm not a fan.
But the songwriting had matured a lot. It was a lot more technical, a lot more lavish. Great fucking lead work on here too. And yeah, Escape to the Void's a fucking classic.
And the other one I think is kind of self-explanatory because it was all on our list, is Inquisition Symphony. Great track, powerful as hell. It definitely deserves to be on the greatest hits.
One of the best instrumentals in the Sepultura catalog. Actually,
there are many.
I think in all of the catalog, because you get instrumentals in Soulfly too, and a lot of those were good. But I think as far as instrumentals are concerned for Sepultura, I think it was Inquisition Symphony.
This one's up. I would take this one, honestly, over, both Orion and Call of Cthulhu from Metallica.
Yeah.
I know. That might be sacrilege to some, but I don't know. Clearly you haven't listened to Inquisition Symphony enough.
Orion is pretty damn good.
It is. So
and the Mastodon cover, I think, was even better than the original.
Maybe.
The ghost of Cliff Burton might have something to say about it, but...
Might. All right, and so then moving on, we get to the point where we all start bickering a little bit because this is where it gets more difficult.
See.
Up next is Beneath the Remains, and we chose Slaves of Pain.
I fucking love that
Great
song.
Which is a banger song.
Vicious as hell.
Yep. We chose Inner Self.
Anthem.
For me, that's up there with one of the first Sepultura songs I ever heard.
Yep, actually... Close.
And then we have Mass Hypnosis.
You gotta have it, folks. You have to have it.
Yep.
It's a must.
We did argue on Stronger Than Hate, and I love that song too.
It's a good song.
The guest appearances from Kelly from Atheist and John Tardy from Obituary. That's such a killer song. That whole album, legit. Like, you could have picked any track off of there. Like, you had Primitive Future was on yours. Yeah. We probably could have picked the title track too. The opening track's absolutely glorious. Every track on Beneath the Remains absolutely rules, and that's why there was bickering. Next up, and we get down to, one of my favorite metal albums of all time. I mean, in general, Sepultura is kind of one of the bands that kind of set me on the metal path for damn sure. But this album, landmark for me, 1991's Arise. This is where it got really difficult because legit, I could have picked any track in here, and there'd be awesome metal no matter what.
Right.
But we had to settle on 3 at least, and this one definitely got more because we liked more of the songs. First off, Dead Embryonic Cells.
One of the best breakdowns of all time.
Easily.
The song is anthemic almost.
Dude, those...
Dude.
Yeah, the wah-drenched leads that Andreas does. Riffs. Motherfucker. Next up, and honestly, I might go on record and say this is probably my favorite Sepultura song of all time. Desperate Cry.
I mean...
That is, like... the most beautiful piece of music I think the band wrote. Like, it's both heavy and destructive, but my God, there's gorgeous melodies all throughout that song. And finally, Subtraction. Kind of a deeper cut in there. I've always been hooked on those melodies, especially towards the end when it gets into that breakdown part.
Yep, me too.
You really can't go wrong with, like, any track, which... we had some additional ones that were on the list. What did you have?
Meaningless Movements. That's a great track. Great track. I fought hard for it, but in the end...
it didn't even matter.
As Chester said, it didn't matter because I lost. But it's okay.
Altered State was also one that I kind of went on here, but... Well, with this next album, this is where the bickering really kind of hit like a fever
The gloves
pitch.
came off.
Yep. Oh, yeah.
The gloves came off.
I almost had to get new friends.
To put it lightly, the majority of the time discussing this was definitely on this album for sure. I knew that there were 2 songs that had to be on this list no matter what, because I felt like if we left them off, it would be an egregious error and people would be hunting to Rochambeau us from thousands of miles away. So from Chaos AD, we decided the first 2 that had to be there is Refuse Resist and Territory. Those were probably the 2 biggest tracks from that album, and I felt like, not only just because they were the biggest hits off that album doesn't mean they're not badass.
Yeah, no.
Right.
They also are badass, which is absolutely why they had to be on there, because I felt like if we left them off, we would get kicked in the dick.
Yeah, dude, they'd be after us with like pitchforks and torches, and maybe justifiably so. Initially, I had Manifest on here, but I figured since we already had Inquisition Symphony, we already got a really good instrumental. That's mostly an instrumental, but Refuse Resist is iconic. It's an anthem, and I'll still say it. I said it in the ranking. In terms of a band transitioning to groove metal, a lot of bands tried it. A lot of thrash bands, a lot of death metal bands. Mixed success. Sepultura, I would say, wrote one of the best groove metal albums of all time. And these tracks are fucking so damn good. Territory, iconic. Like, really solid, awesome riffs in it. Really killer video, too.
Killer drum work. Dude,
the drum performance of the entire album.
The transitions on that song, on all of them. The problem is that with Chaos AD, the whole record's good. I mean, we definitely bickered over what we would pick as hits, as far as a comprehensive list of Sepultura hits would include. We definitely argued.
Oh, without a doubt. And it took everything I had to get those 2 tracks on. And I had to surrender the other 2 to Nick and John.
Well, all right, one... John and I agreed on immediately, and that was Propaganda.
Because that song rules.
Yeah. It's one of the heaviest tracks of the album. Dude, the drum performance on that song alone.
Yes. Yep.
Holy shit.
Yep. All the fucking verses, just straight double kick. Oh, dude.
Breakdown at the end. At the end.
Oh,
love
machine.
that song.
He's a riff machine.
And again, like, we were kind of bouncing back between different tracks. Nomad was brought up.
We all had Nomad. We all chose Nomad, and somehow it didn't make the list because, once again, we felt like we had a duty, and there's only
Duty.
there's only so many seats on the van, man. You know, something had to go, but damn, Nomad's an honorable mention for sure.
Oh, really? Is Clenched Fist? You brought that one up
did.
too. But I was stubborn on this one because, all right,
He refused to budge.
I wanted one of the more melodic cuts, I guess you could say, on KSAD, and I wanted Amen. I think Amen is a solid deep cut. You know, I don't think it was ever released as a single. I didn't even know how much this band actually played it live, but it actually has like some like big epic moments on it. Great melodies. It's still heavier than hell. It's got this steady fucking groove to it. I don't know. It's always been a favorite of mine, and I don't know. For me, it kind of balanced it out. But with this, we had to sacrifice some tracks off of the next album, which, in all honesty, I only had one picked. You had what, 2?
I had 2.
I had 3, and
One was a cover, though.
and it's okay.
One was a cover.
Yep. So we're about to get into Roots, and I know Roots definitely has kind of a mixed bag as far as what fans
You love it
like
or you
and
hate
don't
it.
like. Right.
It's divisive.
And I remember when we did the ranking, I didn't have it ranked as high as I thought I would, but in high school, I jammed Roots a whole bunch. And when making this list, I went back and I listened to it, and instead of picking one track, I picked 3, 2 of which got omitted, so, you know, I guess I'll go fuck myself. But,
Which is probably what he was doing when he felt like a teenager again listening to Roots.
There were some noises coming from the bathroom. Hey, I'm not here to judge.
I live alone, man. It can come from any room.
Yeah, that's true. You
Yep.
don't need permission to throw a sock on
Hell
it,
no, I
do you?
don't. The track that we all landed on was Straight Hate, which is a good song. Now, obviously, you know, 2 of my songs got omitted. I could easily argue Cutthroat, which is a badass song. It's very heavy. I love the groove in Cutthroat. Obviously, the chorus gets stuck in your head because he says Cutthroat over and over again.
Cutthroat.
Yep. And then I also had Breed Apart, which I also think is a great song.
Yeah, I mean, honestly, like going back, there are some songs you can make some arguments for. I didn't want to do, you know, Roots, Bloody Roots just because, you know, it's an awesome song. It was an anthem at the time, but, you know, at points I'm kind of just tired of it. Mostly I just skipped to that breakdown at the end because that's heavier than hell. But, I mean, Attitude was fun. You get the Birumbo or whatever it is in there. Ambush, Endangered Species.
That's what
Endangered
that was
Species
on my
is a jam,
list,
too.
Endangered Species.
Yep.
Dude, Born Stubborn's a fucking jam. Like, that's just... I don't know, that feels like more proto-Soulfly than, like, any other track on this album, but...
See, and here we all are talking about
no.
now suddenly how great this album is, right? And now suddenly how we could add songs, right? But 2 of my songs...
I love all those
We
songs.
get more
Kick
nostalgic
the fuck
as we
off.
get older.
Yeah.
But I wouldn't add those songs and omit, you know, stuff from KSAD or Arise or Beneath
I wouldn't
the Remains.
either. I wouldn't either. So, I
I
mean,
wanted to put the covers on. I wanted to put Orgasmatron and Procreation of the Wicked on here because I love the covers.
I will agree that the Procreation of the Wicked cover is pretty badass.
I like Policia, too. Policia's a good
Oh,
cover.
yeah.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
But yeah, that is our comprehensive list. I think it's pretty good.
I feel confident in it.
I would listen to it. Like, I know if you're a Roots fan, yeah, you might have got
You might be
snubbed a
pissed
little
at
bit.
us, but we didn't omit anything.
We didn't omit anything. And I'll be honest, we might end up omitting stuff in the next batch because we are definitely going to do a whole greatest hits for the Derek Green era because I think that era is pretty solid. It gets overlooked a lot. I know this is like the big division in terms of the fan base. Like, you know, some people don't listen to Sepultura without Max. Some people are kind of cool with all of it. That's generally me. But I don't know. We'll see because I think that's going to be an interesting list to go over in itself. But yeah, as always, we are going to link our Spotify list down there so you can jam that shit on your own if you have not actually checked out any of these tracks, which if you haven't, you're missing out on like...
What the hell are you
Yeah,
doing?
dude. This is the stuff that made metalheads, I would say.
Yep.
Max Cavalera is one of the most underrated riff writers in metal. Mark it down.
Agreed. He's one of metal's spirit animals, and you know this band, again, like this kind of like shaped me in terms of becoming a metalhead. So yeah, this is a immensely important one. So yeah, if you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up, and if you were new to the channel, subscribe because we do stuff like this all the time. We also have memberships. They're only 99 cents, and our lone perk is doing a members-only live stream, which we will eventually get around to doing. I don't know when you're going to see this, so I'm talking to you from the distant past. Who knows?
Or the present future.
I don't know what dimension we're in right now.
I don't even know what date it is. I think we're running out of days in June, so...
Me too. I shouldn't have hit that doober.
Dude, that giggle bush fucking
Oh
fucked
my
you.
god. Woo!
I was token on a doober.
Either way, we're going to do another members-only live stream at some point. I don't know, again, if you're seeing this in July or maybe later this month in June when we're shooting it. I don't know. Anyway, membership's the main way to support the channel, and if you would like to join up, there is a join button down there, and with that, you get Booger Trolls, a variety of them, and again, members-only live streams where you could watch us do any number of things, like, I don't know, watch Jammin' John pick his boogers and eat them until he's full.
I've never done that. I have farted directly into the microphone, and one of our fans time-stamped them all.
So I think we should have a fart off for our next our next live stream.
I'm good.
And
we all have our own separate houses.
If you lose, I get to tase you in the butthole.
No, that's not a thing. Even if you don't click the join button, we still do other things like live streams, non-members live streams. There will be no tasing. There will probably be farting. There will probably be burping because we do stupid things. Beyond that, we have album reviews. We have discography rankings coming up at the gates at some point. We're going to get to, just because we're going to get to it at some point. Nick's Never-Ending Collection updates, states of metal, is it not metal, all the time. We do it all for you guys. Thank you for being a part of Thralls of Metal. It is awesome to have you all here. Thank you guys for making this into something far bigger than we ever thought it would be. Yeah, couldn't do it without you.
Because it's such a good feeling.
A very
good feeling. A feeling to know that I'll be back when the day is through. And we'll have more metal reviews for you. And you'll have things you'll want to talk about. I will too. Have a good day, boys and girls.